And we're back.
Hello.
Tony. You, look what you made me do. Make your decision. Sit with me or sit with mother.
Come here.
Oh, always.
Always mother's lap.
He'll never sit with me. He sat with me one time.
Yeah. You need to attune to him.
I have.
But it's hard when mother's around because he'll always choose mother.
Like he's teased me. He's like flirted with the idea of sitting with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he sees that I'm really happy about it, it's time to go.
You come in a little hot.
That's okay.
And that's okay. But that's not how to get Tony to vibe with you. He wants to be the one to come in hot to you.
I just want him to know that
you have to be the receiver. You have to stand in your bottom energy with Tony, and he's the top.
I certainly do. He's certainly in his top era.
He's a powerful top.
But I just can't. I want him to know. I don't care. I just want him to know that I like.
You want him to know that you love
him and hold him and squeeze him.
He knows that, definitely.
And I won't stop.
Mm-hmm. He knows that too.
So, sorry, Tone.
Don't you know? You know everything.
Yes. I think it's just because Mango, he just is a lap dog. So he's like.
Mango's kind of bottom energy. Mm-hmm. And then.
But also extreme top energy.
Yeah, he has certain flares.
Life.
Well, he bottoms.
He bottoms. He
bottom
tops
with from
Simon.
The bottom. He tops from the bottom.
With me, he's a top.
Mm-hmm.
Simon is daddy. I'm mommy.
Mother.
I'm mummy. But Simon's away this week, so it's just me. And Mango, thank you for everyone who's been asking how Mango's doing. He's very much on the mend. He hasn't coughed really at all. So I think it's fully run its course.
I love that.
So we can be grateful. But that means he's got energy back. And he's ready to go.
He's ready to serve cunt.
He's ready to serve cunt. I got him a new reindeer toy.
Love.
My mistake.
Because it squeaks too much?
I've been trying to find... I've gotten him toys that don't have squeaks, that just have the like...
Crinkle?
Crunch, but he wants the squeak.
He likes a squeak.
He'll look at me and be like, what the is this So I have to just give him the squeak and I have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. He incessantly squeaks a toy.
He does.
Yeah.
But
that's just the way the cookie crumbles with old Mang.
But you know, it's a tall order to be a single mom who works too hard. That's
Tell me
this
about
week.
it.
I know.
That's me 24/7, just trying to provide for my son and give him a good life. It's difficult. Everything
to be
I
a single
do,
woman in Los Angeles.
To be a single woman just trying to provide
I know
for
how
your
it feels this week.
Strong son. I know.
Mummy.
I had like a horrible moment the other day where I was like walking him and I was like, oh my God, he's 4, which means he's almost 5, which means his life could be partially over. Like, what if he hasn't had like a good life? Like, is he living life to the fullest? Like, what can I do to like make his life better? I want him to like look back. What is the next 5 years gonna? And then it just started like getting into
the
like
gravitron started.
Yeah, a mortality spiral. And then I was like, okay, I have to like just divert my attention to something else. But that really was scary to me.
I imagine that's what it's like to be a parent of a human child, like at all times.
But your goal is like, gonna die usually before them. So like you don't give birth to a child and then be like, I know one thing I know is for certain
they will die
they will die before me.
Yeah,
that's like not the kind of contract you enter with a child.
The goal is like, I have to die before my child.
Yeah, I simply must outlive, or they must outlive me.
But dogs, it's the curse of a dog is like, cats are like can somehow live. Some cats live till they're like 40.
My mom's cat right now is 21 years old.
No.
Yes. Her other cat, Orangey, her favorite cat, he had to get put down recently because he had a really bad bone cancer in his leg. Oof. And like he was kept alive. Like his leg was like rotting off.
He was Pet Cemetery.
It was bad news. So
21
released, but Nico has stood the test of time. She's about to be 22.
Her name is Nico?
Nico.
I like that.
And she's very cute. She's so old. She has dementia. She's also deaf. She kind of like wanders around and like doesn't really know what's happening, but she's very sweet and like has the softest fur. But like she experiences body horror on a daily basis. Like over Thanksgiving weekend, my mom sent me she was like, Nico's eye is bleeding. Can I send you a pic? And her eye was like, she was like, I think she has this weird eye cancer. And it's like where a cat's eye is like totally closed and there's like a tumor underneath. And I was like, oh my God. And then she took her to the vet and I was like, this might be it. Like, this might be when Nico like says night night. And then the vet was like, no, she doesn't have cancer. It's just like she got a scratch. Put this ointment on. And we were like, damn. I was like, damn it. And so she sent me a photo of Nico covered in blood, like eye like bleeding out on the floor.
Did she scratch the...
I don't know. She must have like bumped something. She's fine now. Like her eye made a full recovery.
She's not going
But my
anywhere.
mom literally said it was like a zombie cat. I was like, this is a horror movie.
She's not going anywhere.
No, she's here to stay.
I love the doctor. No, she's great.
No, they were like, she's amazing. She's literally like 5 pounds of just bones and fur and like walking around like kind of demented, can't hear a thing.
Does she cuddle?
She does. And she like will just like randomly like throw up on stuff. Or like I think she doesn't have feeling in one of her back paws. So she'll accidentally like step in her own and like just have like a paw. My mom sent me a photo that really scared me. Like the eye thing, I was like, holy Christ. But like she was like, look what I just found. And it was Nico sitting in her own food bowl, like just kind of staring off into space. Like like she was sitting
She's sundowning.
She was sitting in a bowl of her own food. I was like, she has lost the plot.
I am riveted, but also like she could very well live till she's 25.
I know. I now
At
hope
this
that
point,
she lives and serves cunt until 30.
For some reason, she's giving like Russian seer woman who lives in like the countryside of like Siberia and is like 130. And it's just there was that iconic woman from Russia that the Daily Mail wrote about years ago that was like, I pray every day to die and it won't happen. I feel cursed. And she's like 120. And she was literally like, I cry out in agony for God to kill me every day and it never happens. And I was like, that is a life well lived. When you reach the point where you're begging to die, not in a suicidal way, but just in like, what do I have to offer this world?
When your body is that old, I'm sure you do want to die because it probably hurts to be alive.
Nico should be studied. That's getting into like government.
It's a little bit government. It's
like what's happening?
We need to alert the CIA.
Did she eat some like Oklahoma like radiation?
She was an outdoor cat for a long time. She was an outdoor cat basically all her life, and then she was like really fat for a while, but just like lived outdoors, and we would like have like a heated cat house for her, or like put a heated lamp in like a cabinet in the garage, and like she would sleep on a little blanket and she'd just fatten herself up. Sometimes she would try and crawl through a fence, but she'd be so fat she'd kind of scrape her stomach
I love
a little
when cats
bit.
crawl through bars.
I know, she crawled, but her stomach would scrape against it, so sometimes we'd have to like tend to her stomach scrapes. She was like chronically obese, and then now moved indoors when my mom moved, like downsized like in 2018, and has just been an indoor cat and has like outlived every Shane Hall's cat ever in existence.
And has lost weight and is like snatched to the gods.
She is a bag of bones. She's skin and bones.
She is the Callista Flockhart of cats.
She literally is in her McBeal era.
I feel like for some reason cats aging is scarier than dogs aging. Like an old cat is like, and they live longer than dogs, so it's more common, but old cats are very like, whoa. It feels more ungodly than an old dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's something about the way they like the body turns on them. Dogs, it's like just kind of sad and like they're like just like
they're just
oafish.
lovable creatures.
But cats, they're like and like kind of demented, and
their bones sink in more than an old dog.
Yeah,
they get
like,
more hollow and sunken.
Just the way like they're always. I mean, cats are always like sharp shoulder blades, like very
they're
like,
slinky,
you know. And
when you're just a sack of bones slinking around,
yeah,
it feels uncanny.
I mean, I remember sorry to get sad, but I remember when Logan, my family dog, was on his way out. He had a tumor in his brain, and he was, by the end, kind of like a wind-up doll that was just like, his one eye was permanently closed, and he was just kind of like, and he was just walking in circles.
Yeah, that's a bad sign.
No, I know, and it was just like that. is so chilling to me.
Yeah, I don't
like
I don't want it to get to that point.
Because
I don't like. I don't want it to get to that point.
I think Tony will live a long life.
Let's hope.
He's very healthy.
Let's hope.
Anyway.
I finally watched the first episode of
The Garden.
What the fuck? The Garden. Yeah.
Did you like?
I liked it.
It's
nowhere near Mother God.
Well, obviously, but Naraya,
I know, but I miss her every day. Shout out to Mother God. You've joined the Galactics, and we see you, we hear you, we feel your presence everywhere.
Garden is kind of like Glastonbury, like permanently. Naraya is an icon.
She is.
Do you agree with me that she potentially is like an FBI agent?
She could be.
Like,
do you think though that like she had the face tattoos before or after joining the CIA?
I think after. I think they're fake. I think they're fake. She's too on the nose.
I like her bringing, like, I love the spirit. There's nothing that darks me out more than the thought of joining a group of people that we all have to share everything and like live in dirt shacks and poop in outhouses and like.
And then all those people hate you.
Living in a no, I'd prefer it that way. They leave me the but like to like wake up with true theater troupe energy.
It's Station 11.
There's nothing worse than waking up in a dirt pile and then hearing that ginger freak yammering away on TikTok. Can you even imagine? You have to be insane to put up with Tree. You have to be so.
How about who he's married
out.
to? She's dark. Do you agree with me that like yeah, so yeah, like that, like kind of, she's kind of like, I'm a cool girl. Like I was. Just you wait. If you keep watching,
I'm going to keep watching.
I'll see how truly sinister Julia is. Right
now, I have a lot of resentment towards Tree because I do feel like Julia's doing all the work, and I'm like, she literally is running this entire operation. Without Julia, do you think these people could like organize and get one thing done?
Well, okay, that's true, but Julia's also taking orders from the top.
From that
guy is really running. Peter, he's really running the show.
Well, he's the owner of everything.
No, I know, but I think Julia's kind of a mouthpiece for him, and I think Tree is just this like idiotic man-child who is a literal, he's men.
Tree is not Irish though, right? He's like Australian.
He's British.
They said he was Irish.
I know.
Didn't they?
Oh, he was born in England and then moved to Ireland and was raised there. So he has like a hybrid. Sometimes I'm like, you're faking this accent.
No, I was like, you're Australian, actually.
He's Irish.
I don't believe word that comes out of his mouth.
Too, you know.
Also, why are you wearing like turtlenecks and trench coats? Where'd you get those?
I had the same thing. I said to Simon, I was like, where did he get this look?
Why? How is Tree out here serving looks and everyone else is digging?
Tree is serving toggles.
Tree gets like the best gig. He gets to be like the face of the brand. He gets to perform on social media and then like take a and then everyone else is like slaving away.
Tree is.
I also kind of like that they have just like some silent people. Like some people have joined up and are just like silent.
You know who else really darks me out? The head cook woman who's like has the smoky voice.
Yeah, she's.
Did you get to the part?
Kitchen ladies though are like their own.
She's a cafeteria lady.
Yeah, but like I love like
you love a kitchen.
I
woman.
love kitchen lady energy.
I do too, but
But that's like I know exactly how to deal with kitchen ladies. Like that's like my sweet spot is like I am here to connect.
Naraya doesn't
with
know
the
how.
kitchen ladies. Naraya is on her own.
Naraya
showed up with like hula hoops. No one in this wants.
That's why I'm like, you are an FBI agent, and that's the one thing I agree on with Tree is that she's a plant, because Tree's like they're like I also love how paranoid Julia and Tree are. They're like everyone's gonna kill us. Because they got some death threats during their like TikTok meteoric rise. But
why do they think people are so out for them?
Because I think they were getting like death threats a lot.
Are they doing like tax evasion stuff?
Well, I don't want to like say anything that's like libel, but
do you think this collective is going to pool together their like copious financial resources to hire a big old lawyer and send you a cease and desist?
I feel like there's a chance they could be doing some shady like land tax evasion, or like potentially like drug stuff. That's what I think.
Because how do they make money?
They own 2 big plots of land. Like,
yeah, but they live on them.
No, I know, but like they're expanding, so they clearly have like I think they pool revenue from everyone that lives there.
But what jobs do they have?
Well, they all
have
had
Wi-Fi
lives
at
before
their
this.
land?
Yeah,
they do. They have Wi-Fi.
Trees, TikTok and galore.
Well, that doesn't take Wi-Fi. That can just take like a 5G.
I think they have Wi-Fi,
but they don't. Do they have electricity?
I think they have like generators and stuff sometimes.
It's so sad to me when people that are doing this are like the worst, most annoying people in the world, because like it would be ideal to live in a community of people who share resources and like look out for each other. Like that's essentially like a senior citizen living center, but like by choice, instead of like your whole family is determined that you can't take care of yourself and you're gonna die alone.
You'll
so
see though, they're very like they're really cliquey, which is like that's par for the course.
But people
they're
need
mean. They're very mean. They're mean. They're very cunty. Like they're mean. They're like mean popular kids at school, but they're all actually not popular. They're freaks, and they're like ableist, which you see.
Well,
you'll see it. You'll see more when. Did you get to how many?
I'm 1.5 episodes in. So that
have you met
that
the guy?
War veteran has just taken a train and walked
Tyler?
like 100 miles. I was like, this guy's gonna shoot off.
Wait, Tyler also has the teeniest tiny wife. The 2 of them together?
And she's like, something ain't right. But wait, so is she supposed to join him there eventually? No, they're married. This is a great way. This is a great way to get rid of your husband. Let me just say, this is an incredible way to get rid of your husband if you don't want to go through the hassle of getting divorced, but you certainly don't want to be around the person you married, is like, let him go join a commune somewhere.
But I will say she's a private investigator, so she's checking this out.
She's checking it out, but I'm like, this is really, I like how she's playing this whole thing from right now. Like, this is where you're like, you go and like, I hope that they like you and I hope that you like them, and just like, let me know where you land with everything.
I'm just obsessed with their physical like he's this hulking, like long-haired, like vaguely school shooter vibes, and she's this
vaguely
teeny tiny like Russian acrobat woman, and I just am imagining like the sex they have. It's probably like,
yeah,
she's just like this teeny little sprite who just sits on his big old school shooter dick and spins around on it.
He probably just walks around with her on it. He enters her from behind and then he stands up and just walks around and she stays like a peg.
How about when he goes in his like doomer prep room, like behind that wall? It's giving Texas Chainsaw a little. I'm
into like a prep moment.
No, I love it, but have you gotten to the guy?
I mean, he is filled with a rage, and I'm like, this person should not have access to weaponry or firearms. Like, I firmly believe that for him, it's not the right move to let him in particular have those privileges.
Well, I thought it was interesting that he was like, I'm someone that like has the propensity to like kill, but I choose to not. When I was like, okay.
I'm like, what? You know, you're admitting that to a camera. He goes, I've killed before, I'd kill again. I have no problem with killing. I love to kill.
He's like, me and my wife, we're the king and queen of our house. If you come on our property, we'll kill you right there.
I was like, babe, your house is surrounded by like a chain link fence.
You live in a junkyard.
Honey, no one's coming to your I'm obsessed with people like, don't you dare come to my property. You're like, I'm not. No one is going willingly into your property trying to take it over.
They live in Colorado and like this like the boondocks of Colorado. I'm
obsessed with like a shanty, someone being like my pile of dirt with like a weird outdoor tub. Like, don't you dare, if you come on my property and try and take this away from me, honey, like people are gonna have to claw it out of your cold dead hands. No one wants this life.
You don't even have to lock your door. If anyone drove by your place, they would run screaming. I saw that house, I'd be like, literally Ed Gein lives there. I would be absolutely hightailing it the other way.
Don't even look at my property. It's like surrounded by like wood scraps and chain link fences.
I'm literally Roadrunner, just like disappearing. Like I am so spiritually repelled from a place like they live in, and they're like, this place is ours. Everyone loves it.
We're the king and queen of our house. If someone comes in here, I will slaughter them.
If
it's
I
like,
walk by,
no one is coming over.
If I walk
no
by,
one has come over in years, and they're not gonna start now.
If I walk by like poor man's Leif Erikson and like a teeny tiny lady bathing nude in broad daylight in their little outdoor, I'd be like, I'm afraid. And there's like junk and like chains everywhere. I'd be like, like,
they live in like a Halloween horror.
They do. They live in like a haunted. They live in like a haunted.
They like Knott's Berry Farm uses their setup as inspo pics for every year when they throw their big Halloween horror events. Like,
what is with Colorado though being like a like?
It's just cowboy. Like it's just gun-toting cowboy.
But like Mother God, like all these people, it's like I guess it's just like the Wild Wild West still.
Yeah, it's like Rockies. You can kind of live and like no one will bother you, but then you can the mindset of like creating a pile of scrap metal with like an inflatable tub and then being like, I'm the king of this castle. And then being like, not only that, but I will murder without second thought anyone who tries to take this from me, and think that like you have like a covetable living situation that people yearn to have. I'm like, babe, have you fired up Pinterest ever in your life? Like people do not want to live like this.
And he's like, we're always in the market for a third. Like she's bisexual, but I get to join in. I was like, oh,
lucky woman.
Good for you.
I was like, also, I mean, maybe they'd have luck finding that. I'm sure there's always kind of like the people that end up being the third. Like there's plenty of thirds out there that like put themselves in a situation.
But I love what a typical like. But I don't want anyone else, but I get to be part of it.
Yeah,
I
was like,
okay,
I hate you
cool.
guys,
and I'm sure she's thrilled.
I can't wait. Like imagine them on their big date night, luring this third over to their literal recycling bin house. Like,
have you gotten to the guy in Tennessee, the guy who has like all the daughters?
No.
Oh,
is he a member?
He's a prospective member. He's like a recruit.
He's a dad.
Yes. There's like 5 people that are like prospective inductees. He's one of them. He has a wife and 4 daughters, and he leaves them behind to go get back into shape because he's like, I'm overweight, like I've gained a lot of weight, and I like want to like better myself and learn how to survive the zombie apocalypse. And he's like sits his daughters down, and I think they're at like Red Lobster or like Long John Silver's, and he's just like, the coming collapse is soon upon us. I want to know how to take care of you, because he's like, I would die for all of you, and I know I'm gonna have to do that at some point when the collapse comes. So like, and one of the kids laughs and he starts crying and he goes, this isn't funny. This is like, it's happening. Like we must survive. And do you understand me? And the girl is like,
how young?
They're like 14 to 5.
Are they all supposed to go too?
No, they don't go. He goes alone.
What about his wife?
She's staying at home making food. And then
I don't understand this. Like what these men are like, I've got to figure this out. So I'm going to go see if I can join up. And then are they like vetting it to then bring their whole families there?
It's a 10-day trial. I think he's going just to like, I don't think
learn some skills.
Yeah. I don't think he's going for like long-term living. I think he wants to like get into shape and like, but then there's a woman who's she's a truck driver.
Are so insane. Like, imagine your partner coming to you and being like, I really want to change my life. Like, I just want to get in shape and like learn some survival skills. So I'm going to go join this like potential cult in Missouri. You'd be like, can you just please join a gym and like just join a gym? There, you could go on like Facebook or Google like all those people from Alone teach like survival courses in Griffith Park. Like you can go to your local park and learn these things, but men needing to like go on a mission to like get in shape, I'm not buying it.
And then there's a woman who's a truck driver, and she's kind of iconic, and she's a bisexual.
Hell yeah.
She's a black woman, so she's very like, I'm like, she has her reservations because it's mostly white there.
Yeah.
But she's incredible. She has firearms. She has like an AR-15 BB gun.
She should start her own thing.
And she's poly. And
I'm sure they're they're really in the market. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
She goes, this incredible girly from LA who's like looks like Isla Fisher and is like a Gen Z Insta girl, wants to go just to challenge herself, and she's amazing and so funny. And then this woman, Sheila, the black woman from, I think she goes, and she's like so confident and like really has the best attitude. And she starts gradually being like, I feel like I could do this better.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she gets word that other former members have reported that their food has been poisoned before when they're being punished by like the higher ups in the community. They'll like tamper with people's food. And her stomach has been really upset for like a few days. And she suddenly gets really freaked out, and she's like, I feel like maybe I've been poisoned. So she gets in her car and just leaves without telling anyone.
Hell
she goes,
yeah.
bye. She packs up her car. She has this awesome Cadillac, and she goes, bye, I'm going back to my boyfriend and girlfriend. Heads out. Doesn't even tell anyone. She's
that's what you gotta do. You can't like announce.
I was literally
you
like,
gotta just Irish goodbye.
I was literally like, this is exactly what I would have done. She just packs up her car in like magic hour when no one's looking, and you just see her quietly, and she's really freaked out because she's like, oh my God, I literally think they put something in my food.
What are they doing to the food?
They're like putting like laxatives and like weird shit in, I think, to like with people. It's like, I think Julia's very sinister.
So they want to test them or they want to punish them?
I think it's like if they don't like someone, they want to punish them by with their food. Naraya talks about it. She's heard it from other people. The girlie from LA, I forget her name, she calls Naraya. She finds out who she was because she hears, and she's like, I want to talk to you. So she meets up with her in the woods with a few of the other new people, including Sheila and this other guy, Rick, who's so great. And Naraya's like, it's a cult. I'm like, you're FBI.
Yeah.
She's like, it's a cult. I've been told that they poison people. Like, you need to leave. And then Sheila's like, gets back, packs up her leaves. No one even notices or like says anything about her leaving. It's really wild. And then Tyler ends up staying, and then his wife is like, I haven't heard from him. I'm coming. I'm checking this out.
No more spoilers because I am gonna watch it, but like,
okay, sorry.
No, I asked for them, so.
But it's pretty compelling, and it gets really wild. But like, it was giving Wild Wild Country because that's what Sheila would do. She would like poison people to like with them, like just not like deadly poison, just enough to like make them have diarrhea.
I just don't understand what's like so desirable about these people to other people in the first place. Like, these seem like the worst kind of people to have to be around in the middle of nowhere, and like Missouri of all places is also like not ideal.
I think they started advertising at a time like it was 2020 when they really like started, and I think people in the last few years have just been really lost extra hard. I think more lost than like previously, and I think people are trying to find some semblance of like stability and escape, and I think they see these people, and like we would see like, these are the worst kind of people imaginable, get away from me.
These people are all getting like giardia.
Yeah, please get away. Like, I'm gonna get ringworm if I come near any closer to you. But someone who's like a little lost or feeling like that guy Tyler clearly has like
PTSD,
mental illness, PTSD. You know, Sheila has like some demons. This girl from LA, like she's kind of a lost like Gen Z girl. Like, I think they see this and they're like, I want to challenge myself, and like, this looks interesting.
Yeah, you could just go for a hike somewhere.
No, but they must.
I just don't understand like the extreme. I understand an extreme needing an extreme challenge, but like putting yourself around people like that is like, that's a challenge no one deserves.
Yeah, I appreciated like the premise of just packing up and leaving and being like, peace, bye.
So no one gets into like where they get money from.
Yeah, there's some weird
Yeah, I want to know like the business model.
That guy Peter is really sinister. You get to know him more.
Mm-hmm.
He's very creepy.
Because also he says like no one else's name is on the deed of the lands.
He's like, but I'm not the leader.
I know, but if you're getting, if you own the land and you're not putting it in like the name of all 20 people who live there, then it is actually just your show.
And there's this incredible part where like they're deliberating on if Tyler's gonna. I'll let you watch it.
Drugs, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, the group that Peter was raised in, the Rainbow thing,
Mm-hmm.
they were alleged to be involved in like heroin. I don't know.
Like making meth or something would be a good side project.
Or like drug mules, like that. I don't know.
Like a stop off for like the cartel.
Yeah.
Like the cartel comes and they like drop it and then someone else comes and picks it up and then
Yeah.
you get a cut of the action.
Yeah. I could see that.
I could see that too. Missouri now that I've heavily with Ozarks and that's about as deep into Missouri as I've ever gotten, I know people are up to no good there.
Yeah, Missouri's like meth country, right?
Missouri's just like random.
It's randomista.
Mm-hmm. It's a random place that you like don't really want to be. And it's truly a state that's like, why? And many such states exist, but Missouri is truly like, how and why? And what is this place?
I'm starting to feel like that about California.
Yeah. California.
When my apartment started rumbling yesterday, I went, ah, and all of a sudden I heard the low growl of like big helicopters, and I realized it's because Biden's here. And these like 3 Osprey helicopters that have the wings flying low over Runyon.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized it's because Sleepy
Old
Joe's.
Sleepy
But
Joe's descended.
I was just like, I hate this
He's
place.
out wandering in the streets. They're trying to like find him.
Speaking of your cat, that's like very
No,
Joe.
she's very much Biden energy. She
Sleepy-
should run for president. Nico for president
She'd
2024. They should honestly have a debate.
Wait, speak really quick. Did you see RFK Jr. just like randomly admitted to he was like, I was on Epstein's plane twice.
Cool.
And he's like, nothing happened, but I was on it. And I was like, why would you volunteer?
Honestly, it's smart to just start volunteering your demons because you know at some point you don't want to be like, if you're in politics now, it literally the clock starts ticking on whenever someone's going to dig up something from your past and like throw it in your face unexpectedly. So the best thing you can possibly do is to just get way out in front of it and be like, yeah, I was there.
Wait, also, and then we'll get in. Sorry. I want to suggest it's the #1 documentary on Netflix right now. It's about this doctor who claimed to be able to rebuild windpipes with plastic moldings with stem cells on them. And he claimed to like be operating on Bill Clinton all the time, like all these people and the Pope. It's pretty wild. You should watch it.
I'm going to.
He's a swindler.
The old windpipe swindler.
But it's kind of blowing my mind.
I like medical drama. Tony goes, what? Ever heard of it?
Ever heard of it? Well, let's get into our garden.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Carey.
I'm Lara.
And you're listening to
Sexy
Unique
Podcast.
Salty Utah Windpipes.
Everyone's packing for Bermuda.
This episode was incredible.
This episode made me have a lot of theories about Meredith and then look at the entire history of Meredith Marks on RHOSLC. And I've come to the conclusions that she is a drug addict.
She's something.
She's always starting. And I was like, I think she has been on pills her entire career.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and no one talks about that element, but like there's clear signs.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to it, but I was like, oh, you're like ODing.
Yeah, or like you're...
She's like, I'm so cold. I'm like, that's cause for concern.
Or you're coming down.
Well, that's what Heather says.
Yeah, but like not off of bent. Like you're having withdrawals. Being like cold, shaky, nauseous, like gotta, like maybe it's that.
She had like the heroin flu.
I'm telling you.
No, I
allegedly.
Allegedly, it could be true. Allegedly.
Wait, Angie K's dog is named Celia.
That dog.
I
that
like
dog's
that.
a little pet cemetery. I'm not gonna lie. I'm afraid of. I don't like. I told you I don't.
I don't like that dog. I don't like that it like it's so human.
Yeah, it has a human.
It's like too human for me. But then when I was like found out it was named Celia, I was like,
Celia.
I like it.
I like that everyone keeps saying it's our first international trip because they couldn't go anywhere because of Jen.
I know. I noticed that Whitney and Justin, they also have like a leather throw pillow on the bed. These RHOSLC women
with their
have
leather throws.
The real pandemic is the leather throw pillows that are plaguing the houses of these ladies. Someone please sneak in, break in, and replace the leather pillows with just like a mohair.
It's very
or chenille
jarring.
or like a velvet or a linen. Any like a leather pillow.
Hell, denim.
I mean, I would take any fabric, but
Come on.
A leather pillow,
leather pillow
truly
is disgusting.
cannot.
It's disgusting.
It's sick and wrong.
It's sick and wrong. And if you have one, I still love you, but I'm like worried.
I'm
for you.
gonna give you some tough love right now and say you're sick for that. Why are you relaxing on flesh?
Pig flesh.
A leather couch is one thing.
Cow flesh.
I love a leather couch, but there's something about a leather throw pillow that is, it's like, would you have like a leather blanket? Like you're sick. You're Hannibal Lecter.
It is very like
a leather lampshade.
bovine. You want bovine flesh?
Yeah. You crave flesh. You crave to throw flesh and then relax on it and lay your head down on some soft flesh.
What if you laid your head and then quietly you just heard?
You hear the death cries.
Brooks is rolling his face while Meredith packs. And Meredith keeps going, will you Google the weather? I need to know what I should pack for Bermuda, Brooks. And then Brooks continues to like flip on Grindr or whatever the he's on. Brooks, can you look at the weather? No answer. And then she finally goes, okay. I was like, Brooks, you punishing little queen.
He had one job. Look at the weather and put the oxy in mama's bag.
I told Simon to look for Meredith because she's at Art Basel.
Ooh, yeah.
I was like, you must find her.
Meredith is, though, looking snatched. The facelift is settling, and she looks like Angelina Jolie.
She said last night to her, she was, sorry, I wasn't live tweeting. I was testing my caviar at Art Basel. And it was just a picture of her with Brooks eating Meredith Marks diamond caviar.
I want some.
Whitney packs Bad Mormon.
I like her throwing it in there half-heartedly.
She hates that bitch.
She hates Heather so much. And Heather hates her.
Yeah, they really hate each other. But Heather's also like, because they're cousins, she's like, you must.
But they're not really even cousins.
They are.
Didn't they not even hang out like before the show started?
Yeah.
They like found out they were distant relatives. I love that you hang on to thinking of them as like
to me though, they actually look alike.
I love that.
They resemble. I think they all do because they're all related there. But I think they like seem like they're cousins. But I think Heather's like because
inbred.
Of that. They're all a little as Mary
inbred.
said.
Heather's gonna get me for that.
But they're all a little. I think Heather's like because we are family. Like blood is thicker than water. You must always swear fealty to me.
Yeah, but Whitney has had enough. Speaking of Mary, this episode was missing my queen, my mother god, but I think that they need to just have scenes of producers telling Mary like what is going to happen in like each episode and being like, will you go to Bermuda? Like the girls are going to go. Do you want to go? And her just being like, no.
Or they could get one of those robots with the like that move around with the screen, like the FaceTime. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Send in Mary's place. And that would be great.
But I want like Mary footage, and if she's only going to interact with producers, I just need like a spin-off that's just producing Mary can be the spin-off, and it's literally just them asking her to do things and her saying no.
It's called No. They get to the airport, which I know that airport.
Oh yeah.
Monica's bronzer is, I was like, she went a little hard on the self-tanner. Let's take this out. I think she's Colombian. I shouldn't say that.
It's fine.
They assemble at the airport. Lisa and Whitney are not really speaking still. Whitney has hair extensions in. To the gods.
Yeah, she has luscious locks.
She's truly...
She's trying to go island gal, but she's more of a Salt Lake City queen.
Can I just say, too, the current season of 90 Day Fiancé is, like, slaying so hard. There's a woman from Utah who, she's a Jehovah's Witness, but she dresses like a 90s, like, dolls kill, like, she's, like, in her 40s, but she dresses like a 20-year-old.
I like that.
In big sweaters and, like, no pants and thigh highs. And her hair is down to her, like, ankles. And she keeps it in a giant, and she keeps it like, she like holds it around.
No.
And she marries a South African guy who's really hot, and he's Jehovah's Witness. And she kind of looks like Renee Graziano, but like frail and like, speaking of benzos, like something's up with her. And she moves to Johannesburg, and she just is like, so like, I don't feel safe here. And the guy is like,
you're like, few people do, but go off.
She's like a horse girl mixed with like Melrose goth. And I think you would be really into her story.
She's Melrose East of Fairfax vibes.
Yes.
Okay.
And her hair is so scary. It's so troubling.
Is it black?
Yeah.
Black down to her ankles.
Yeah.
It's giving Carlton.
And Mummy, she's kind of Carlton vibes. Mummy travels with her to South Africa because she can't till they're married, even though she's been married 3 times already. And Mummy is her chaperone. And she talks like a little girl. And then there is the most glam, iconic trans woman on 90 Day Fiancé who's engaged to this hot ass Moldovan cis man named Justin, even though his name is Igor. She's renamed him Justin.
Good. That's what you need to do.
She owns his ass. And her name is Nikki Exotica from Hoboken. And she was like a 90s like club kid. And she kind of is like giving Amanda Lepore a little. People are so mean about her online. And she is everything. She's kind of annoying, but I'm obsessed with her. And she's always like, you need to me. And he's like, ever since finding out your true like sexual gender identity, it's like hard for me. So it's like you're watching his like him grapple with his like.
Oh, he didn't know she was trans before.
They met when he was like 20, and she was like, he like fell head over here. She's like significant. She's like 15 years older than him.
Okay.
And she came to Moldova, and like they fell in love and had this like hot ass love affair. And she met his family. They got engaged. Everyone knew about her.
Was this before she transitioned?
No, she's been trans since like the 90s.
Okay.
She's been living as a trans person since the 90s. But she then moved with him back to New York. And then during a fight, she was like, I'm trans. And he flipped out and left her.
Oh, so he just assumed that she was like a cis woman.
He had no idea. And then now that they reconnected like 15 years later, and he's grappling with his like trans amory. It's really compelling. And she's in Moldova, so it's like not exactly the safest place for an LGBT person. But it's compelling. And I have to say 90 Day is starting to really like feature a lot of trans people.
Yeah, the season that I watched had like a trans man
who's hot. That was interesting.
Following his journey was compelling.
But I think you would be tickled by this season.
Okay. I'd be inspired.
Yeah.
They'd be my muses.
Yeah.
I need a new muse.
Nikki Exotica could be a muse for you.
My muse was a mummy. She was mummified and then gone too soon. Mother God.
And Jasmine from 90 Day she is Princess Diana. She's a Panamanian who comes to live in Michigan with his Uncle Fester ass. And she's this glam woman from Panama with big fake tits and got fired from her school as a teacher because she was on the show. And she's incredible. She has freakouts constantly. She's jealous. She's always owning this who's like a flop.
Okay, I like that.
She's everything to me.
I have a relative who embarked on a bit of a 90-day fiance endeavor, like
Really?
way back before 90-day fiance ever existed. Yeah.
Damn, they missed the boat.
Like he had a wife, I think, that he found in Colombia.
Anyway, so they had to international waltzes on the plane.
They touch down and they all pile into the Sprinter van.
They all took Xanax before flying. Meredith accidentally took 2 more, and she fully went like Kristen Wiig on the plane and passed out, and she's like barely conscious.
And they're sitting in this Sprinter van, and Meredith's like, I'm so cold. I've never been colder in my life. And then they get going, and Lisa looks out the window and she goes, it's absolutely beautiful.
Meredith goes, sir, to the driver. She goes, could you please turn the heat up? And everyone goes, no, it's too hot. We're on an island.
Also, you're in the back of a van. Like, you want everyone to yak?
And then Heather goes, Meredith, you're just coming off your benzos. And then it got kind of awkward because I think that was a loaded statement.
I don't think you're allowed to talk about why Meredith Marks is slurring 24/7. I think if you're a Real Housewife of Salt Lake City, one of the unspoken rules is that like Meredith Marks is going to be slurring her words and like bent over part of the time, and you are not allowed to even make reference to it.
You can leave.
You can leave.
Monica's picked Meredith as her new mummy to serve, and she pulled
That is the first. If Monica picks you as like her chosen person, you know there's something gravely wrong with you.
Meredith goes, well, does someone have a blanket or something? And then Monica goes, I have one, Meredith. She pulls out like a little plush little blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Meredith goes, thank you. And then Heather goes, see, that's all you needed. I'm really cold.
Think that Bermuda looks fantastic. The house they're staying in is really great. And I was like,
job.
I really need a tropical vacation.
Bermuda's seems amazing.
Yeah.
I want to ask my mom more about it because she's been there a few times.
She likes to go to Bermuda.
Her family would go when she was a kid.
I need like a tropical, like a true tropical moment.
But it's also like it's very like the way like the buildings look, it's very like it almost looks like New England because it is like a British.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's very like
colonized.
Yeah.
I believe the word you're looking for is a colony. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Heather picks in a genuinely incredible house. And
it was like they finally got a great house to go to.
Everyone gets their own room, and Meredith goes, does my room have a bathtub?
I just need a bathtub. And she's too pilled out to like hustle her little bustle to find a bathtub room. So then everyone gets their room, and then she ends up in a room with a shower. And Mare is not happy about that.
She looks genuinely blackout. Like she has no light behind her eyes in this moment.
Yeah, something's going on. They all have like this gorgeous spread of food laid out for them. And Meredith goes, I'm going to go take a nap. I'm not feeling so good. And they go, okay, like what room are you in? She goes, I don't know, whichever one was left without a bathtub. And then they're like,
you hear Heather go, uh-oh. And then
it's over.
Monica goes, God damn, I could fit 600 of my houses here. And then the editors did the cruelest thing. They photoshopped all her like 600 of her rancher houses into
her little shack.
I was like, you guys are.
I felt really bad when Monica FaceTimed her eldest daughter because I was like, this daughter probably has to babysit all the other kids right now. And like her mom's like on a TV show and on a vacation.
Yeah, she goes, Bree, you'd freak out. This place is amazing. And she goes, I'm really happy for you, Mom.
I feel for Bree. Justice for Bree.
Heather goes, everyone has their own room. And Lisa goes, okay, thank you.
Heather's a stirrer.
She is.
The that she tells Lisa that Whitney said, I was like, you are up to no good.
Yeah.
She told Lisa that Whitney said that she's really proud of how much of a better person Lisa is now that Whitney has been spending time with her. And she's really proud that she's helping her become less selfish.
She's jealous of their friendship.
She is.
Lisa goes, we've had some really good times. Just a few weeks ago, we did an ice plunge for the Special Olympics. And you see them ice plunging.
I want to see that ice plunge.
But Lisa does not like hearing what Whitney supposedly said. And she goes, no one makes me better. Only Jesus Christ, my husband, and my kids make me a better person.
Those are the only people I respond to. If Jesus himself came walking through the ocean, then I would feel better. But Whitney doesn't do it.
She goes, Jesus could come walking across that water right now. And then you see Heather turn around. And I think Heather instinctively was like, is he coming? It's like that video of the mom going, the daughter joking and going, oh my God, Jesus Christ, seen walking in Ohio. Have you seen that video? Yes. And the mom goes, show it to me, honey. Let me see it. That's Heather. Heather goes,
Heather is ready for like the second coming of Christ. Heather really does truly believe like the rapture is going to happen.
She's true.
Honey, show me.
Honey, let me see. Oh, let me see it, honey. Don't let me see it. I love Jesus Christ scene in Ohio.
I love that.
Like she doesn't say like, what are you talking about? Her immediate is,
honey, let me see.
Let me see it, honey. That's how Heather turns around. Is he coming?
Where?
Meredith is so blackout.
She's comatose in her room. And I understand, like, I get it totally. Like, it sucks to be in a room with just a shower when everyone else had a bathtub. And it sucks to be on vacation with a bunch of people that don't get you. But you gotta wake up. But also, it's okay if you're a housewife. Like, if you're a housewife and you're not going to play ball with people, then you need to go the Vicky route and become sick and have a medic come.
It's encouraged that you actually...
I think it's actually great. Every trip needs one really unwell person to have a medic and an IV moment.
Meredith has some big shoes to fill. Wookiees, Munchausen shoes. Mm-hmm. Meredith goes, Meredith has walking pneumonia. She has the white lung pneumonia going around.
Yeah, Monica comes in with a plate of food and Meredith is like laid out. And Monica's like, what? Are you okay? Like, what's going on? And Meredith goes, it shows the level of respect that I have from the women in this group, which is 0.
Because at this point is 0.
She goes, okay, I'll leave you some food. And she goes,
I'm not hungry right now.
Yeah, she already had a plate of food on her bedside table. So I was like, Monica, your kiss-ass plan didn't work.
The mobile medic comes in and just gives her a fresh IV, takes her blood. You see her in bed and she's like, her arm is barely out. I'm like, and the guy takes her blood pressure and he goes, oh, you're fine.
He goes, you are a little dehydrated, so I will get that IV going.
She just puts her...
She's like legit up kind of, I think.
Yeah, I think she drank too much and took pills and is like up.
But then not up enough that she can't later get a full face of glam done while hooked up to an IV laying in bed like a zombie. That was queen shit.
That was like what Chloe did at Kim's wedding.
That was Mother God vibes.
It was.
Lisa calls John. She goes, Heather got us the sickest house. I'm so impressed.
She is. I liked Lisa's outfit when they go for rum tasting.
Yeah. She's cool, casual.
Orange. And then they go rum tasting. I go, that's the first thing these women need is more cocktails.
I know. I was like, oof, it would be really difficult to be on a housewives trip. Mm-hmm. Every event is centered around booze and drinking.
Meredith is like mortician. It's very like
She's death becomes her.
finishing touches on the dead body.
Wait, also, I didn't realize this, but I'm remembering now Monica saying she never drank until she was excommunicated.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a recipe for making great decisions and great impressions on people.
Monica's ex-husband, really hot, and the guy she cheated with, really hot. And he was the fire chief,
Ooh.
which is always better than
Whatever husband you have.
Yeah.
Was her husband a cop?
No, I'm just saying, like, like if they're in the fire department, I'm always like, hell, like that makes you even hotter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I hope everyone cheats on their husband with a firefighter.
Mm-hmm. Meredith finally rouses and they head off to dinner.
Just a bit dehydrated.
They're on the bus and she goes, I have a question for everyone in this car. And
Heather
everyone's
goes, how are you, Meredith? She goes, I'm okay. I'm okay.
She goes, I have a question for everyone in this car. Who has a room with a bathtub in it?
She goes, oh, geez. So excluding Monica.
Yeah.
Here's a room with a bathtub. And everyone raises their hands. And Lisa goes, okay, so who's going to give up their room with a bathtub? And I said, Monica.
Of course.
But Monica, like, she should.
Yeah.
She should get the last choice. It should just be hierarchical.
Monica should get like the
Hierarchical.
Monica should get like the Harry Potter room, like under the stairs.
She gets like the maid's quarters where like a mop is and like a small cot.
If we're gonna really be fair, like that's what the newcomer always gets, the room.
Yeah, you have to earn your way up, and the OGs get first pass, and the like newbie has to suffer.
Angie, of course, takes this opportunity to sling some insults at Meredith. She calls her classless at one point, and Meredith goes, "Ah,
Okay.
Okay."
And then Angie's like, you said you were going to destroy my family. Well, you can't destroy my family. Why are you making threats? That would hurt my family. You trying to destroy them is so evil. Why would you ever say something like that? And Meredith goes, I could destroy anything. We could all destroy. I'll destroy anyone I want. It's destruction. And it's like,
She goes,
From destruction comes life. Creation.
ashes, ashes, dust to dust. I will destroy anything and anyone, but if I say I want to, I will. But anyone could say it, and it's like, what the?
she goes,
Okay,
I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am death, destroyer of worlds.
Revelations
Revelation.
29:10.
I'm the beast.
She literally is Merlin.
She's Maleficent.
I'll destroy anyone I want, and if they want to say they'll destroy, then they say it proudly.
I love. Are you okay? How are you? I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm okay. But I have a question for everyone in this.
Who has honestly? I appreciate when someone just leans into how up they are on a group trip and like digs their heels.
But it's also like when someone's that up on the group trip, you then have the right to like drag them and like roast them for it.
But not Meredith. I was this at my brother-in-law's bachelor party.
Mm-hmm. You were. I have a question, bro.
No, we went to like a polo match to like tailgate which I was like, whoa. And I found two middle-aged women who fed me charcuterie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went up to one of my brother-in-law's frat brothers and I said, hey, got any drugs? And he said, yeah, I have pills. And I went, give me them. And he gave me an Ambien.
Oh, God.
And we were on the bus ride home and I was like, Mom, hey.
No, not Ambien.
I went to bed at 6:30 and I didn't wake up till like 8 the next day. And I pissed the bed with a frat. Like I was sharing a bed with a guy. Like
oh my God.
Wet myself.
Damn.
They said they tried to get me out to pull me to bring me to dinner, and they were literally pulling my feet, like trying to get me to go, and I wouldn't get out of bed.
It was for the best.
Yeah, but I was literally.
I have a question.
Taking Ambien recreationally is the end of the line.
I didn't know it was. I just said, "Hey, got any pills?"
In high school, I I popped some Ambien recreational. I was like, I need to calm down. And then like took an Ambien and was like,
I was
in a
like
blackout, like screaming at people.
I was hoping it'd be like MDMA or something.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
They get to this kind of looking restaurant by a marina.
Yeah, I didn't like venturing into town.
And it's really awkward and everyone's tense. And then Angie goes, "Is everything good, guys?"
They get out of the van after like Meredith and Angie have been going at it, and Lisa sidebars with Heather. She goes, "That was an impossible situation."
I love
She sits
everyone
down.
gets their own room. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. You guys, let's order. I'm so hungry. Let's order bread, Diet Coke. It was me. Lisa is very much like, I was like, I identify with the, like, I love to take the reins on a group dinner and be like, let me just like secure the appetizers for the table and like get everyone set up so that we can live our best lives.
You like to secure the bag.
I like to secure the bag. Like I can do, one of my skills is
Oldest sibling.
looking at the menu, surveying the scene, and then making executive decisions with the waiter.
Yeah, everyone sees you as like the oldest sibling. So they're like, let her defer. Like, let us defer.
I like to, that's a role of power that I like to find myself in that doesn't feel like additional emotional labor. It's my act of service to the community.
Whitney tells Lisa that Lisa hurt her feelings at Meredith's jewelry launch because she's still not over the fight they had.
She was in the spirit of saying our feelings are hurt.
Lisa, you hurt my feelings.
Lisa, I really needed you.
Yeah, I do kind of agree with Heather because they start fighting and Lisa's like, I feel like I have to walk on eggshells around you because I feel like I have to like be really careful. She's like, I'm a real ball buster. I bark. I say whatever comes to my mind. But with you, I have to really censor myself. So I'm like, wow, this is actually really introspective of Lisa.
But it's kind of weird because I feel like I haven't seen a lot of them together. So I was like, this felt unearned. I was like, are they really that good of friends? I don't understand or know their dynamic.
Well, I feel like Heather I agree with her. Like she does kind of say like, wait, I don't understand your guys' friendship. Like she goes about it in an annoying way, but I appreciate and understand that she's like, I call like, what is it? You guys aren't friends like that close. Like when did you guys become like my sister's keeper with each other?
Yeah, I guess I side with Heather on that one.
But
then she was getting annoying about it. And then I truly did when Whitney was like, you are meddling with our relationship. And Heather goes, how is that meddling?
Yeah, and then she was like, let Lisa be on her own journey of making friends. And then Heather goes, Lisa doesn't have a journey. She's Mormon 2.0. I was like, oh my God. And
Give
then
it a rest. And
Whitney,
then we got finally the Wild Rose.
she goes, Heather, shut the up.
That was important.
And Heather, her face, she was gagged.
She was gagged in that moment. Sometimes it's really important to issue a firm shut the up to someone.
She goes, did you just tell me to shut the up? And she goes, yes, I did. And I was like, damn.
That was deserved.
And then Meredith looks at Angie and she goes, at least it's not us for once, Angie. Cheers.
I love being... Nothing I love more than being sick all day.
Yeah.
All day you're in bed, not eating anything, have no appetite. Call the medic, please. Getting an IV, being dehydrated, and then the first thing you do is go out to dinner and pour yourself a big glass of wine.
She goes, at least it's not us, Angie. Am I right or am I right, sister? And then she goes, ha ha. They cut away from her. You just hear her cackling off screen. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Oh, oh. It's like at the end of it's like at the end of the Roseanne opening when you just hear her go, you know that like She has a Roseanne laugh.
She does.
And then they finally leave this godforsaken dinner.
Imagine if you're like on vacay with your family and you have to go have dinner at the docks and you're like, God.
We've all had dinners at the docks. Let's admit it.
Classic family vacation where you end up having dinner at the docks and then these women come in and squawk their way into like oblivion. New Year in the background.
Wait, do the mother god laugh.
I gotta like, it takes like a dance before.
Am I right or am I right? It's not.
What have you heard that at dinner?
I'd go, mother.
Oh my god.
Wait, we found Slender Lady on.
I want to blow up her Insta.
No, I'm not gonna drop the handle.
I'm just saying for myself. Like I feel like
we found her on socials and let's just say she is still in that same mental space, so it seems.
She's very much still Slender Lady.
Do not give her any sage.
She's doing Insta lives where she's whispering.
She's
about like she's like just salt.
She goes, her eyes. She's always like on the verge of weeping.
She's like,
I can't tell if she's like happy or sad or both.
I think she's both. I think she's in a place of real pain.
I think she's like really sad actually. But she was like, I just watched the documentary. And thank you. I love you guys.
I think she's reading
But I'm like,
messages.
who is she talking to?
I think she might be reading messages, but she probably is like, as we know, these people, they're only getting like 2 people per view of their life.
I know. I was like, her engagement is low. I'm
She's like
talking. It's like a 1 like and 1 comment scenario.
She's like,
Someone did comment. Someone commented. They go, I'm really worried about you, and I hope you're okay.
I saw like
She hearted and she goes, thank you so much.
I saw that too. And then she has one video where she goes out. And
someone
it's
was literally
she's
like
walking around in like a town that literally looks like one of the fake towns.
No, she's filming chemtrails in her town, and she's going. What are you trying to hide? Give it up. What are you hiding? Let the sun out. The sun is amazing. What are you hiding? The jig is up.
She goes, you hear her at one point, and then she sees like it's like just like vapor trails and like magic hour, and she's in this town that literally no one is in. I'm like, it's a fake town in Nevada where they tested atomic bombs, and she's going, I mean, what? She goes, what? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what? Like, no, she actually, by the end of it, she goes, are you kidding me? Like, what?
She's really on some but like, what is she? I want to know what she knows.
I would love
to tap into like that brainwave of like whatever, like what does she think is going on day to day? I'm obsessed with the person who earnestly was like, I think about you all the time. Ever since I watched that documentary, and I'm really worried for you. I hope you're okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's gorgeous.
I just saw the documentary.
I feel like if
they need to get Holly and Aurora on her and be like, come live with us in
why aren't they
Naples.
adopting her?
I think they're all like, she's too much. I think once Slender Lady burned the house down with Sage, I think everyone was like, we're all fucking.
They were like, we have to play nice with this
we're
one.
Crazy, but she's
crazy.
She's
fucking crazy, man. No, she's a really good follow.
So they get back to the house and everyone's kind of like, Meredith pours herself another a goblet.
Meredith goes, Monica, wine? Monica, glass of wine? Monica goes, sure. And then Meredith, again, they're like, there's more like, someone's like, there's fish and chips, Meredith, if you're hungry, which it seems like they didn't even finish their dinners. Like they just left.
No, I think they were like, we're at the docks.
They were like, this place sucks. We gotta go.
Like poo.
And Meredith,
smells like farts.
I'm have no appetite.
I'm like, we know.
You have an appetite for a glass of rouge.
You've got an appetite
You got an appetite for a
for a
Xanax and a
good
big
old
glass of
Pinot Noir.
vino.
Vino.
A full-bodied cab.
A Francis Ford Coppola.
It's a fine Malbec.
Not Malbec.
She goes, it's a gorgeous Cab Franc.
I'll have it.
Monica,
Do you happen to carry a good Francis Ford Coppola Barlow?
At the end of dinner, though, I had no idea what anyone was fighting about.
No, I think they were all really tired, and I think everyone was a little up from the Xanax.
And Whitney goes, you just don't want to know about our relationship because you are all jealous. You would try and take it down. And everyone was like, what are you talking about? Like,
Whitney,
we
I'm
don't
like-
feel that way.
Whitney, like, truly.
Whitney has delusions of paranoia.
Mhm.
She's like, she's reaching a place of, I might have to go check out the commune.
Whitney's true bad Mormon. She's excommunicated, excited, and exhausted.
But she's the bad Mormon who finds themselves, like, once you've seen it all the way through and then you end up with Justin of all people.
She's like banners under the banner under heaven, under heaven's banner, whatever it is.
Under the banner of heaven.
Yeah.
And then all the excitement goes away and you're like, oh, this is the guy I like blew up my life for. And now I'm trying to be on a healing journey. And
Diane
don't
Warren's
like
my
it.
dad.
yeah.
Lest we forget.
Whitney has had a really tough go of it.
Remember when she hung out with like her estranged half siblings? That was weird.
That was part of her healing journey.
It was they were hilling. I was just like, it's all very strange. Where is Diane, by the
It's
way?
really tough to like,
Was Diane? Sorry, I need to ask a question.
what?
Was Diane the one that perpetrated the abuse, or was it another family member?
I don't know. It was really unclear.
Okay.
Because wasn't Diane around when Whitney was on her healing
Perhaps
journey?
Diane let it happen, like without being like neglectful.
I don't think Whitney ever said
no, it was just
out loud.
It was all a little vague and confusing to me, and I never wanted to ask the question because I'm like, but I always wondered.
I would have
like,
enjoyed some details. I would have like loved it to be a little more fleshed out.
because she's inferring she was molested, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
But
and her brother was molested as well. Like,
I don't know.
okay,
I think that there's some sort of like sexual abuse
Yeah.
that happened at a young age that she's like piecing through. And then
which I'm happy she's talking about it, and I'm glad she's on her healing journey.
no, me too. But like it
But I
would
worry
be
for her.
really hard to then know that, because like I just imagine that once you unpack all of that
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my God, the effects that this has had on my
Yeah.
life and like my decision making, and now I'm here with kids and like this man, and like you kind of look back
Living
at
in the poltergeist development.
yeah, living in this like pink cursed development. The chairs like are on the table every time I like walk into the dining area. I imagine that you question everything
Yeah.
that you've chosen and wonder what role that played in it.
I think she's like reaching her 40s, kind of like reevaluating some things.
Yeah, she's having a bit midlife crisis moment. I'm like, aren't we all to some extent?
Then Meredith and Monica get to talking about Angie. And Monica reveals that a few weeks ago, Monica and Meredith were talking about in Park City, and Meredith pointed out the main street was once owned by the Greek Mafia. And she alludes to the rumors that Angie's family / Sean are in the Greek Mafia, basically.
Meredith is talking about Angie K to Monica, and she goes, it's gaslighting manipulation 101. And then Monica's like, this is so up. I'm going to bring up this like Instagram thing right now.
And she goes, and then a few, like literally that night, Meredith and her got messaged by some like anonymous source being like, Angie's allegedly like tax evasions, bad
Has
liens,
tax liens, bankruptcy.
She and Sean are really sketchy. Like there's some ties to the mafia, like blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, do you remember talking about that? Meredith goes, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think Meredith is a reliable narrator of remembering things.
She's
We spent time together.
But I also am like, I think of Meredith, even in her like barred out state, puts her attorney hat on and is like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, she's pleading the fifth on this one.
But I was like, okay. Monica, I was just like, you get yourself into some
Monica knows exactly what she's doing.
No, but I'm like with Jen. I mean, granted, Jen was like a bad, doing really nefarious, like evil but like Monica gets in the weeds of I think Monica likes to like, I'm like, I don't know. That's
like get into people's business.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I was like, fool me once, shame on Jen. Fool me twice, this is a you thing. Like she I think she's attracted to like getting into drama about people's like personal lives and like their shady I don't know.
Yeah, because her life is the shadiest probably and most dramatic.
Yeah, but like
and with like a borderline mom where it's like it's just swinging from like one crisis to the next. That's like a comfort zone to live in, is where you're like always navigating like juicy crises.
I just think it's really that she like went with Angie to that like weird patisserie and they made amends. And she continued, like
and now she's bringing this up on camera, like when it could just be squashed.
Like first they came for it's like first she came for Sean,
and
now
she's
a
shitster.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then so when I see people on Twitter being like, she's so refreshing, she's so real, Monica, like she's the best thing that's ever happened, and I'm like, okay, she's good for drama, but like, let's not pretend that she's not like a total asshole.
I don't trust her at all. I think that she's great for the show because she keeps it going, but like
she's not like
she is the devil.
Yeah, she's not like I'm not gonna like stan her like I don't relate to her.
No,
but I want her drama, but like that's it.
I knew everything that I needed to know when I saw that her Etsy business selling literal fabric online, wrapping it into calling them baby blankets. I was like, this woman's not to be trusted. She didn't even take she didn't even sew anything. She's literally just cutting fabric and selling it as a baby blanket. But was like, this woman has tricks up her sleeve. You are not to trust her. Great that she's here with love and light. Go forward and sow chaos wherever you take flight. But like, absolutely. That's a no for me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
But
I also think that people can have tax liens and bankruptcy, and that does not make them mafia.
I just feel like, and I'll close with this. I feel like people are just, I think they resent Angie.
For being fabulous.
Yeah. And like,
for having a dog named Celia.
She has a husband
and
that
a
like,
big gay husband.
They might not but she has a hot gay husband who like treats her like a
glass
queen.
House.
She lives in a literal glass house.
And a daughter named Electra.
And like a close Greek family.
Straight hair, a loving father.
And money. So I think people are jealous haters.
They hate to see a girl boss winning.
They hate to see a girl boss married to a gay daddy with bald.
Who's bald daddy. And they hate to see a girl boss with long, luscious locks. Healthy, shiny hair.
Those who live in glass houses. You're jealous. That's all I'll say.
And Angie K, wasn't she really on? I'll bet that Monica has an axe to grind because Jen just filled her ear with like negative things about Angie K.
Yeah, and I think it's like the Kyle Richards effect right now. Like all the women are being haters with her because she's like doing well.
And I will say that I will never forget Angie K just like throwing that party back in Jen's face where she was like, I was reminded of that today and I was like, you're an MVP for that.
Yeah,
scene.
she was incredible.
Where she was like, you literally said you'd pay me back. You've never paid me back.
She had the receipts.
Just shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a power move. And I was like,
she threw a party to prove that Jen was a scammer, which I really respect.
Yeah, I like her. Her style is not for me, nor is her husband's, nor is her dog. But
nor
like,
is her house.
I like whatever she's got going on. It's like I'm happy for her. And her bed that literally has its own zip code.
It's literally that Kanye video where all the celebrities.
It's too big.
Yeah,
you don't know what lurks beyond the sheets.
There's a shark.
You could literally fall prey to a shark attack in that bed. Like literally, a shark could be.
No,
in
I know.
that bed.
The bed has currents.
It's
tides.
waves.
There's 2 climates.
There are
You're in
the
one
desert, and then you're on the other side.
What if you were technically like the line of Central Time and Mountain Time, literally like split in the bed, and like
She's
one
on like
side
a
of the
state
bed,
border.
you're an hour ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
It's daylight savings time on one side.
Yeah, your clock changes when you move to the other side.
I don't like it.
No,
Not one
but
bit.
I want her to succeed, and I think all the other women need to stop being haters.
Yeah. What's gonna happen? Meredith needs to snap out of it, or does she?
No, I don't want her to snap out of it.
No one's talking about this
No.
though.
But let's just keep it going.
Okay. And it
Sorry.
just like it is how she is. I would actually prefer it because we've done the thing of like people talking about addiction on Bravo shows.
It's
and I
never
kind
done
of
well.
I kind of just would enjoy a Bravo franchise that has like a clear, like high functioning addict.
I can't, like, the Kim Richards of it all was so dark and just like, and then it veered into like mean places and just bullying.
You know what? As long as she's like not driving anywhere and like the worst things that's happened is she's like falling asleep and having to get an IV, she's doing pretty great.
Yeah.
Like it's the best case scenario.
Agreed.
And like let her just like slur it up.
Slur. Meredith Marks.
I don't know.
Let's do the cult shout out a la Meredith.
Okay.
Barred out.
Sarah Elizabeth. Lucy from London. Brooke Johansson. Brittany Ryan Weiss. Danielle McMillan. Lady Swamp Witch gives no fucks.
No fucks.
Lazara. Miles atop. Mary. Eliza Twaddle. Maisie McKierney. Mike Earhart. Shern Baum. Realtor. Courtney Kesselman. Owsley. Mariah Kay. Kathy West.
Kathy West.
Rochelle Martino. Kit Moore. Hillary. Orlando. Do you think this is how she is when she does cameos? Orlando. Nick Sedaris. Emily. Kim Lucas. Jeffrey. Pratima.
We have to get a George Santos cameo.
I know.
So we have to GoFund because it's like $800 for one.
He's really good at them.
He had one where he went.
He goes, "Don't let the haters get you down. Like they're gonna try and like take you down, but like
he
don't
said,
let
all
them."
you need is a little filler and some self-love. I was like,
He's not wrong.
Also, FBI agent.
When you're right, you're right. I hope he makes $1 million off of Cameo
and pays his legal fees.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna need it.
I know. He's gonna need all those monies. He's sitting there in his little room doing cameos.
He really did like he did the damn thing.
Yeah,
I love that for him. I wish that like luggage thief had thought.
Where'd they go?
They disappeared. They went off to the nearest airport.
That was also really iconic.
That was iconic, and like the luggage, Sam Brinton could have really gotten off their ass and served.
I think it was almost too dark that people were like, ooh.
Yeah, people were like, we don't love this.
And also, they wore orange lipstick, so
it was creepy.
We were
people
all
were like, they took one look at those peep toes, and they were like, we don't want to know anymore. We know all we need to know.
Okay, goodbye.
But George,
come on the pod.
come on the pod, love and light.